something good, there might be something bad. Always turns out with the things you see. I think it tells me good, bad, weird. Yeah, it's good, bad, weird.
Morning, viewers.
Morning.
Morning. Steph's back. We're all here.
It's a good morning.
It's a ripper out there.
Had lots of rain, lots of sun.
It's been going crazy. I'm just back from a ride. All the trails are heavily affected with all the rain.
Yep.
It's crazy. Got my tea. We're here to talk. We're here to talk, Steph.
Tea's a
We're not here to talk, Steph. Oh, we are probably.
little bit. But tea's a good segue,
Yeah,
isn't
there
it?
it is. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. What's happening today, Steph?
Well, today may not quite fit into our 15-minute abridged version, but that's okay. We could probably sit here and talk all day about this taboo, but we'll see how we go.
Taboo.
I'm quite nervous about this one, actually.
Understandably.
Yeah.
I know what's coming.
Yeah, it's kind of in the pit of my belly. It's kind of sitting here, and it does things to your body when you talk about. So the taboo today we're talking about is death. It's a big one because I think we talk about death quite well. I think we oh yeah, I had to go to such and such's funeral last week, or had to take the morning off work to go to a funeral, go to a wake.
Yeah.
Have a few beers, back to work.
Yeah.
Today's one's a bit different though.
Mm.
So as Simon knows, it's the 6-month anniversary of losing my best friend, Sharn McNeil. And we will preface by saying, if you have not heard of this amazing woman, stop watching this now. Click the link below, and there's a YouTube episode of the Channel 7 Sunday night program which gives you her backstory and her amazing journey. So stop watching this, go watch that, and come back and join us in a sec.
Sharn, yeah.
Yeah. So, we assume you're back now.
Yeah. You're all up on Sharn?
Yeah. So, wow, right? For those who have already seen it, it's nice to watch it again. I think I watch it, every month or so.
Yeah.
Kind of get half an hour to myself. But I'm talking blind right now because I'm super nervous. And because even though it's been 6 months, I think the taboo here is that we move forward and we do things in the past. So people pass away, right? And then you as a human being are expected to move forward and you move on with your life. What happens when you can't do that? What happens when you feel stuck? What happens when you still ring their phone to hear their voice message?
You're still moving forward, but you're just having to tap into the past a bit to soothe yourself,
Yeah, I don't know. I've got more questions than answers, and so, I miss her terribly all the time.
She was your best friend.
You know what? It's funny. People may not get this, but she actually was my soulmate. So I'm married, and I love my husband, and he too is my soulmate. I think you can have more than one. What do you reckon?
Yeah, why not?
Totally.
Absolutely.
So
different paths, different needs, different.
Yeah.
You're getting different things from different people.
Yeah, I mean, I've known and loved Sharn longer than I've known my husband. Right?
That's fine.
And from the moment we met, we connected, very early on in the piece, and we knew that there was just something there. There was just, everyone, in saying that though, everyone had that connection with Sharn because she is that amazing person that when you were in the room with her, and I hate even talking in past tense, it's shit. Yeah. She made you feel like you were the only one in the room and that you were her soulmate, and she gave that to you. She gave amazing active listening and great insight, and she taught me that no matter how you are thinking or what you want to say, you have to look at things with the lens of love. Right? Yeah. So I'd be really shitty about something, or I'd be confused about something and should say, but what about this? Have you thought of where they might be coming from? And of course I'd say, no, bugger that, girl. But you'd say, look at it like this. And then you'd go, oh, yeah, actually, that probably makes a lot of sense. And then she would make you feel that love in your heart, and then you could take that with you and be that with someone else. I mean, they're so rare. I don't know a lot of people in this world that can do that to everyone she met. Right?
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
So my conundrum is that I just don't think we talk about it enough. So as I said to you before coming on, I talked to Elsie about her, which is my little 4-year-old, a lot, because that was her auntie Sharn. And sorry, I was wondering when this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen, but this is it. We kind of stop crying for people.
Do we? I don't know.
Yeah, I do. So Elsie was like the little girl that we both really wanted.
And yeah. Man, it's a lot to lose. It's a lot to lose. Far out.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, look, you're spilling your tea.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I thought I could get away with it. So
no, you ain't gonna get away with that. No.
So I'm totally wearing her clothes still that she gave me a long time ago. This was before she'd passed. I'd go over there and she'd say, I think that would look really nice on you. And I'd say, oh, no, no, that won't suit me. And then you put it on and you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I realize it's every time I wear something of hers, I feel like this close rather than a distant thing or up in heaven or whatever people believe. So I was talking to Elsie last night about her, and we were reading a book on jealousy, and she was finding it hard to get the concept, what jealousy meant.
Yeah. Is this like an instruction book on jealousy?
She's got a whole series of books on emotions, actually, and they really help her when you read them. It's a narrative.
This is a 4-year-old.
Yep.
What?
Because they have them. They have the feelings, but they can't label them.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So this is how it went. I asked her when did you ever feel jealous, Elsie? And she said, I don't know. Yeah. So then I said to her, well, when mummy sees other mums with their best friends, and I...
Yep, you're at the park, as you were saying before, and
yeah, I feel jealous.
Yeah. You had that, you've lost that. Yeah. Man, and you were saying, you don't think we talk about it enough. Is it more... You're not finding you're talking with people aren't talking to you about Sharn as much as you think she deserves.
Correct.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So today is about in her honor, and I want people to start the conversations and start talking about her more.
Or people we've lost, and you feel like we move on so quickly.
Yeah.
Because of our lives are so busy being alive. Aren't we? It seems we're soon to forget the people who have passed away. Yeah.
And at the same time, I think it's a coping mechanism for some. So I totally get that. But I feel like we
It could be because for a lot of people, the pain is too much to keep visiting.
Correct. Or they don't know how to talk to me about it, and they try and distract me with a different conversation when I do bring it up because they don't know how to deal with my emotions.
People don't like to see people hurting.
Correct.
But they're real emotions, and it's quite cleansing. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
To go through it, to have your low moments, to be in that time, But as other people, they quite often don't want to see people sad, so we feel it's our responsible to try and
fix it.
Why are you dwelling on this? Let's
or distraction.
That's people coming from a good place.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's just that at the moment, I think 6 months has passed. It feels like so long ago, but I'm still I'm still not feeling it's any lighter. So I did. One of our friends, so Sharn connected an amazing group of women who helped with her fundraisers and things like that. And we're still on a
Shining for Sharn.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll pop the links in because it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, you certainly see vehicles driving around here with the big Shining for Sharn on the back of the cars and things like that.
And if she wasn't the person she was, that wouldn't have happened. It doesn't happen for everyone. But within that chat, one of the ladies, one of the girls I should say, put it beautifully. She said, you will never get over losing Sharn and someone like Sharn, but it would just feel a bit lighter.
But what is it to get over it? You're never going to get over that, are you? You've lost someone so amazing in your life. You're not going to get over it.
No, I'm never.
You just
never. It's just going to feel lighter.
You just find other ways of coping in other ways.
So
you know
distraction with kids has worked beautifully most of the time. I think just anniversaries, but it sounds funny because I kind of go through moments of this every day. And so we had super hard conversations leading up to, as the motor neuron disease progressed and the speech was lost some days, we still really had important conversations that were hard. And I would say things like, because she always had a beaming smile. She always portrayed that amazing positivity right up until her last breath. And that was her. And I would say, are you full of shit? Like, how do you do this? How do you watch your body fail you and piss you off? And she, you know, she never said anything bad against motor neuron disease, because she said, and this is a technique that's worked, you just give yourself 5 minutes a day to feel pissed off and shitty and angry, and then you leave it and you let it go. Right?
Wow, that's some strength there.
Oh my Lord. And so I do that with a song. So I'll listen to a song, whatever song it is on the day. I'll give myself 5 minutes to cry, howl, angry.
Is that like a song that you and her shared or something?
Yeah, lots of them.
Yeah, or that brings up memories?
Yeah, we've got like 20 years of songs.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like super happy.
Yeah.
And I dance around the house with the kids, but all that whole time I'm thinking of her and missing her.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really sad.
Yeah.
Songs that talk about just wanting to see her one more time, or, you know, I think about her husband. And yeah, so it is good because it lets you do that. You just go outlet. Okay, I do still have 2 young children and need to. And she would want that. I know that. And that's another thing. People say, oh, but that's what they would have wanted.
So she was kind of training you along the way, really, wasn't she, in many ways? Like giving you this stuff.
Except
cool.
for the part.
I love that idea. Yeah.
Except for
this
the
is
part.
yell for 5 minutes, but you've only got 5, right? Or the length of a song.
Yeah, and then you have to let it go because you can't sit at home crying all day. It's not what we're meant to do. And I, you know, even the part where she said, oh, you don't cry for me. And I said, damn you, I've tried that.
You have a few sneaky ones.
Yeah. And then I'd cry and then I'd feel guilty.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't tell anyone because of the taboo about it.
And you weren't allowed to. You're not supposed to.
No.
According to Sharn.
Yeah, but then I was like, today's the first time I told you, and you said, that's okay. I'm like, yeah, it is okay.
I would have thought so.
Yeah, and I know she'd probably be okay with it, but even if she's not, I can't do anything about that. I really can't.
Yeah, no, of course not. But you don't. No, I don't. Yeah.
It's so hard. Death is a really hard thing to talk about. So every morning I honour her with tea, because tea was our thing. We had tea all the time. We had a small tea business.
There's some little rituals going on.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
really sweet.
But I don't tell anyone, and I think that's my
You are now.
But when I say we don't talk about it enough, I think it's because I'm not saying what I think I need to say. So we have the morning tea thing, and I make my tea, and I think about her all the time, and then things will pop up during the day or whatever, and but I don't say anything to anyone because I think people don't want to talk about death.
It'll be interesting to see 6 months. Now you've just on there. If there's a slight change, you know, over the next, because you're letting so much out, maybe.
I think maybe.
Well, but you know, and there's no pressure. You don't have to. It doesn't matter if next week you sort of go, oh no, it hasn't changed.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Where's this any pressure coming from?
So I mean, obviously you put a lot of pressure on yourself, but I think I mentioned to you before that Sharn wanted her legacy to continue. I don't think that's happening. It might be happening in other places, I'm not sure, but
no one's involving you currently, is that what you mean? Or
I don't feel it. I honestly don't feel that anything is happening. So there's no kind of fundraising or anything like that, which is totally fine. what I more so mean is when you think about Jane McGrath's best friend, when Jane McGrath died of breast cancer, her best friend took over the foundation and is continuing her work to honour her. I feel like I want to do something like that. So, as Simon knows, I'm writing a book about Sharn. It's called Tea for Two. But, to be honest, I've got the chapter outline. I'm struggling to start.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's too soon. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if she's ready. But the reason why we're doing this episode today is to honour her. It's just to keep the story going. Like, keep sharing it. It doesn't matter that she's not physically body on this earth, because she is still here. She did so much for motor neuron disease. She did so much for other people who had it. She did so much for us in making us stronger and teaching people empathy and how to love and care for each other. She did so much for the medical profession who looked, because she was a nurse. So she got to talk to nurses about how to really treat patients, because she was the patient now.
Great insight, incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
I want that to live on, and I think we have to do that by keep talking about her, keep watching that episode. Tom shared it with some mates at work and they went, oh wow, she's so inspiring, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think, I could be wrong, but I think I secretly know that when we were doing goal setting with Tom the other day, he said, I want to do a half Ironman.
Oh.
And if you did stop and watch that episode, I think I know why.
Oh, that's cool. So an important book, really, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to continue that. I think the book will help continue what you're hoping will continue with Sharn.
But I want other people to do it too. I want. She had a million best friends, really. I mean, she has so many close circles of friends in her nursing career, in her school career, in her Ironman career. Everything she did, she touched so many lives, and people felt like they were, and we could all be achieving amazing things in her honour.
But maybe.
Yeah, this is why you're here, right?
I don't know. Maybe 6 months is still a little bit too soon.
Maybe.
Because it's such a huge loss.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And it was, I mean, it was such a cruel path, kind of. You know, it's an awful disease.
Any doctor or professor will say that it is the most cruel of all kind.
Yeah. Oh. So, I don't know. I mean, these other people, maybe it's a bit too soon. And they're just having a bit of lay time and then we'll come up. And you're the one starting to, all right, everyone, you've had 6 months. it's time to get back onto it.
And I don't know what that looks like. Yeah. I have no idea. I know everyone would be fundraiser exhausted. From Shining for Sharn and in Australia altogether. But I don't even think it's about money. I think it's conversations. I think it's starting conversations and checking in and saying, how are you really? Or let's start I would love within this book that I'm writing to have little short stories, which for Sharn is impossible because, as we know, we used to do a 5-minute update and half an hour later she's still talking, an hour later she's still talking. Because she had so much to say and everyone listened.
Oh, wouldn't she be great here?
She is here. But so many little short...
I meant on the couch doing the bow with the Bravemumma.
That's kind of good, bad, weird. Little short stories from people who had met her. And you could make like an encyclopedia. Because everyone has their own version. And I get it. This is just my perspective.
It sounds like you've got to go out and start collecting those stories.
I think we do.
Have you got enough time?
I'll make time.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, I always will make time, no matter what. I would drop everything. A funny story.
That sounds like the developments of the book. That's kind of almost where maybe
that's the direction it's going.
Man, you've solved some stuff on this couch, Steph.
I'll tell you a funny story before we go.
Please.
So I did drop everything. When it was time, whenever she needed me, I always went because I wanted to, right? So I woke up one morning. This is pre-kids, and I was teaching in Sydney to what was that? Not WhatsApp. What's that? Viber. Remember that free you could call internationally, and it was free. Yeah. So I had a Viber message. Yeah. Steffi called me, knowing that she had just been in Hawaii competing in the Ironman as the very world's first male-female tandem team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew she was over there. I knew everyone was over there. And can you call me? I thought, this is not good. So I had called, and she said everyone, because the Ironman had finished, everyone had gone home, and they were staying for a couple of days of R&R, her and husband.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, he, through his profession, as an AMBO, he had a really bad kind of lower back. And on this particular day, he'd woken up and he was literally paralysed on the floor, couldn't move.
Mm.
So therefore, there was no one to care for her. So she was still walking with assisted, but still needed help with toileting and all of those things that were, you needed another person. She said, I've got a favour to ask. I was still getting dressed for work. I'm like, yeah, sure, what is it? She goes, can you come to Hawaii and pick me up? And I went, what, like Hawaii in America?
What, you've just fallen over?
Yeah.
Like...
And she said, can you come and get me and bring me home? And I said,
oh, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'll do that. And so I hung up and I packed
Yeah, I'll do that.
shit into my bag. I didn't even know what I packed. Got in the car. I went to work. And as I'm driving to work, Tomo's online booking me flights. And I went to school, finished at 3:30, got on a flight at 6:30, went to Hawaii, picked her up. And by that time, he had some medical help with injections and stuff, enough to get on the plane to get home. We got on the plane. We came home. So I can say I've been to Hawaii.
How long were you there?
A night. But it was maybe 2 nights, but it was awesome. It was just the three of us.
Yeah.
And poor Rusty was like kind of laying down on the floor, and her and I just got to sit and chat in Hawaii and drink lots of tea. And obviously before kids, I was physically able to care for her. It was, I said I was going to finish on a really good story, but I can just remember walking down the hallway of the hotel after however many hours of flying and seeing her come out, and she came out and embraced me like, oh, thank God you're here. Aww. And it was memorable, right?
Man, that's a cool memory, actually.
Yeah.
That's actually cool. And to be Action Woman.
Sure. And I went to school and said to my boss, I can't come to school tomorrow. And he's like, why? I said, I'll be in Hawaii. He's like,
but I'll be here on Friday.
I was back on Monday. Yeah. I went back to work on Monday, and they were all good. So,
yeah, wow. Oh man, amazing thing to do.
So please check out her Shining for Sharn Facebook page. I do believe it's still up because you can see the amazing work that everyone did for her and her followers as well, and watch that YouTube clip. And
all the links will be in the comments.
Yeah.
You'll send them through, won't you?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And keep it in her honour. And one thing we used to say is, I love you every day. And now Elsie and I say it together. So.
Oh man, it lives on. Oh, that's cool.
Totally.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
I think that's enough. I'm about
that's
to
enough?
cry again.
Oh, you cry again. Yeah.
All right.
Should we keep it rolling while you cry?
No, stop. Bye.
Thanks, viewers. See you next time.